Oh, okay, so it always changes. Hello.
Hello.
And welcome to another episode of the LegacyKnitz podcast. My name is Chelsea.
My name is Sue.
I am the daughter, mother.
Mother, grandmother, if you're going to go that way.
What do I normally do?
I don't know.
No,
I was
daughter,
mother. You're a daughter and a mother, and I'm a mother and a grandmother. That's probably what we've always done. I have no idea.
Here we are. A lot of you probably already know who we are, but if you don't, welcome. This is a podcast about knitting, stitching, yarn dyeing, fabric dyeing, all of the crafty things that you could possibly wrap your brain around. And we are the co-owners of the Legacy Fiber Arts yarn dyeing company.
That's us.
That's us.
And we are in northern Vermont.
Thank you.
And it's a rainy, rainy day.
It's beautiful.
It's quite lovely.
We've had so much sun guilt this summer, and I say that in like a really like I'm very grateful that we've had so much sun.
Same. And I'm so happy it's going to be sunny tomorrow.
Is it going to be? Because it's been kind of touch and go.
Oh, it could change.
It doesn't matter in the slightest. Justin's going on his bike ride absolutely no matter what.
No matter what. And we're coming down to get the girls because it's also Justy's birthday.
Big 3-6.
Oh, we were wondering.
36. So he was born in 88. So we're 2 years apart, kind of. So like right now I'm 37.
Yes, but
he's 35.
Going to be
then I'm going to be 38. Holy cannoli. Like what?
What?
What? So anyways, yeah, big birthday.
Yeah, so rain.
Rain, yes.
Lots of sunshine, lots of heat. Lots
Humidity.
of feeling like we should be having so much summer fun.
But I also feel like we are. I don't feel like we've skimped on that.
No, I feel like we are. I think for me, again, the missing piece is my version of summer fun is being poolside, having nice dinners by the pool. So it's a big shift.
It is.
In that way. And I just am ready to move on.
Yeah. And the thing too that is always, it's like a gotcha up here, is we'll get that like beautiful first wave of autumn,
Which feels like this week.
and then Mother Nature's gonna be like, are you kidding? It's still August.
I was
Get those suits back on.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
It happens every year, and every year I'm like, this is the year it's gonna be autumn for longer.
Well, it used to be in Vermont. Like,
Yeah.
I think Bonnie and Shannon were saying the last week in September was a hard frost, typically. The first hard frost.
I know this is me just being a little bit summered out, but like, I'd be okay with that.
I'd be fine with it.
I'd be okay with it, yeah.
I don't want to be stuck in my house yet.
No.
I want to be, I just remember last fall, we had such a nice fall. We were outside a lot.
Yes.
I was outside a ton. Yeah.
So that's what we got going on.
I know.
It's been a couple weeks since our last podcast.
It has been. That smells really good, and I typically cannot smell things.
Oatmeal cookie.
Thank you. Since I'm
I always
knitting.
go
Can't use this
right
with your
here.
stitching, you know.
I know. I'm always so tempted.
Same.
And then I'm like, no, I
Perfect,
can't.
thank you.
So, Martha of Tuft Woolens. Come on, focus.
Oh, what I would give to see Martha.
I know. We haven't seen her in years.
Years.
But we still
Pre-pandemic.
always order. We always do
do.
bulk orders at the beginning of the seasons.
You do, and I love that you do that for us.
Because these are like, I cannot live without. Like, I know that sounds exaggerated. It's not.
No.
I cannot live
no.
without these.
Yeah, and I love the lip balm.
Same. And mine are all run out.
I have some over there. I'm a little, you will know this. Does it have any sunscreen in it? I'm a little afraid to use it in the summer.
No.
That's
so
what
I
I'm
use mine
afraid
at
of.
night in the summertime.
Yes.
Like before I go to bed, I'll use that or Carmex.
Yes. Which
I
is
have an
up
SPF.
there somewhere.
Yeah, I grabbed it. I forgot it here last time.
Yes, so I haven't been using it religiously because nothing hurts more than burned lips.
And I always thought I was the only one that fell prey to it. That's when I know I've really been in the sun for too long.
Same.
And it hurts.
Same.
Yeah, I use like an SPF 50 on my lips in the summer now because I can't not.
I actually don't use anything.
I have. Just because I'm out so much with the kids and that's the first thing I'll forget about. So I try to stick with it.
Yeah, if I was out more, I think I'm not out for long amounts of time in the sun.
Yeah.
I usually go get my dose of vitamin D for the day. I sit outside. I do all my phone calls sitting outside.
So nice.
I don't know why.
Because it's gorgeous
It
and peaceful.
is. It's peaceful.
Yeah.
I say that the other day, sirens were flying by.
Who were you on the phone with?
Can't remember if I was on the phone or just out there relaxing.
And then the sirens popped that bubble.
Now, mind you, the ambulance is at the bottom, like 4 houses down.
Yes.
Right there.
Yeah,
on the main
you're
road.
right.
But typically they don't go screaming up here with.
Did they come down your road actually?
I think so.
Oh.
But not screaming with sirens. These are police.
Oh man. Well.
So what's your making been like?
Well, we've had a really big development since the last time I've been here.
Huge development. I totally forgot.
Massive.
Huge.
Like, sound the sirens.
Yeah.
I should be sending out a newsletter letting everyone know I am now a cross stitcher.
You are.
And you know, the last podcast I was like really like I'm doing this. Like I had hit my limit where I was like, you know what, this is so silly. Why am I continuing to talk about this? You were like a master enabler and I'm here so often. Like, why am I not taking advantage of the fact that like you're a great teacher?
Well, there's not a whole lot to teach.
There isn't, but I also feel like even just you showing me the sewing method, that in and of itself changed the organization of the floss. Like this is all new to me.
New. The organization of the floss is a new concept. In my world, this wave of cross stitching. It's a game changer.
Hugely a game changer. Because I remember when I was younger. Do you remember that Winnie the Pooh sampler? That's the last thing I remember, like really committing to stitching.
Well, and I was your example. Mm-hmm. So this is why.
But again, I think that was just what it was at the time. Like, so
and
it was
the rat's nests.
Yes. Yes.
Now there's still some. I know. I'm going to forget her name, but there's a few people out there that still very much have those, and depending on the piece, I can still have them. But it gets overwhelming.
Even just the thought of it like potentially happening was, I think, when I looked back on my stitching, I just remembered all of the sticking points. And those were the things where I was like, oh God, I just remember getting so frustrated and I can't have that level of frustration.
Right now, yes.
And so that has been a huge game changer. Also, before I forget, Natalie Hildebrandt, hello Nat, if you are watching this, sent me a picture of, I guess she was telling you about maybe her son made a floss holder. Okay, I have a picture of it to show you.
Yes, I saw it.
Oh, you did see it?
Yes.
She was like, I sent it to Mom's DMs, but I know DMs are, I mean, it's not our thing.
You know
if
what?
y'all are ever on Instagram, don't DM us.
And honestly, I read it all. I think in my head I've responded. I really, truly am like, oh yeah, I saw that, I responded.
Oh my God.
I don't.
And there are also times where like, I'm like, yeah, I get in there and I answer all the DMs and I do all the things. I'm like, I'm running a business here. And then 6 months later, I look at it and I'm like, I'm not touching that. Are you kidding me? Do you see that number? I'm not touching that. So never take it personally.
Yeah, it's who
for
we
some
are.
reason we don't respond and you see,
are.
It's just.
But I also have a theory about your stitching, and I shared this, and this is something I've always believed. I shared this on Periscope or Instagram one morning. I just have to cross off my row. I find if I don't keep track.
Oh, keep track.
With my emotional support check-ins, it goes south. But it all depends on how badly you want to do something.
That's always been the name of the game for me.
It is for everyone. And I worked in a yarn shop for years, and people would come in and be like, I don't know, can I do this? And the owner was very, don't let them think they can if it looks too hard, or like, she was very the opposite of how I approach things, where I was like, how bad do you want this?
Yeah.
Like, do you want this really bad? Because if you want it really bad, you'll be able to do this.
You can do anything if you want it bad.
Right. So I feel like I had the same experience with knitting. I tried 2 or 3 times in my probably late 20s, early 30s. Tried and tried and tried, and it just wasn't clicking because I don't think I wanted it bad enough.
Well, you probably just couldn't see, like, I think that's my thing, is I need to know how it's going to be applicable in my life. Like, how is this going to change my life for the better? Like, am I gonna, like,
have something to do in the car?
Yes, yes, exactly. Like, that's the knitting piece. And then, like, with this, I'm very much like, now we've been in our house for like 6 or 7 years, and I'm really starting to like settle in and nest and kind of, and my favorite parts of our house are the samplers that you've gifted us.
Yes.
And so like to me it's like, well, maybe I could make
Oh, you're making such a good one.
Yeah, so you just have to see where it's gonna like impact your life in a really good way.
Yes, yes.
Did y'all hear
Thunder.
that? Thunder.
I love thunder.
Summer thunderstorms. I bet you the girls are out on the porch right now looking for lightning.
Oh,
That's what they do. The minute they hear thunder, they're like, it's time to go. And they just sit there and they watch.
oh, I love it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I'm a stitcher.
you're a stitcher.
No big
and
deal.
You're a really good stitcher. Like I wasn't sure, like with that sampler, as far as like traveling around, like what that would look like for you, because samplers can be tricky with the traveling around. And
Well, and I have made a mistake. Now I know enough
okay.
to know that it's not one that will make a difference in any way. But I for sure miscalculated one little piece of it.
we all do.
So yeah, by no means perfect, but it just feels. I don't know how I can describe it.
Do you feel like, for me, there is such a different rhythm between knitting and stitching, and my hands crave them both at different times?
Huge,
Like
huge, yes.
Yeah, like right now, just the flow and the rhythm of sitting here, just potato chip knitting is, oh my gosh, between my hands and my brain,
Blissful.
blissful. And then there's other times where it's like I'm kind of sick of this motion. Also really struggling with a lot of hand hurting. Oh no. Not liking it.
We've got to find a really good like CBD salve.
I used to have one.
We should go shopping for that. And we
Yes.
should bring Ben, because I feel like or even Justin, because they go to like dispensaries all the time, and I do think they have those things there.
Yeah, and I think I had some for a while. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know if it ever goes bad. Might lose its potency.
That's exactly what I was just gonna say. Yeah.
But yeah, I am finding, and it's from both motions, like stitching. I probably you know, my hands tighter.
Yeah.
Depending on the needle that I'm using, but yeah, I'm not enjoying it.
It's it's a cross we bear as
It
makers.
is, and it's never gonna stop me, ever. Like I could, like right now, it hurts. I woke up and I was like,
hurts so good.
my hands kind of hurt, and I'm like, I should just rest them today. And I'm like, well, that sounds ridiculous.
How would I make this emotional support chicken?
How would I do anything?
That's what I'm saying.
Anything that I enjoy doing. So yeah. So, oh my gosh. So stitching.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
I'm
before I start this row, I'm
so
gonna pull up the
excited.
sampler. It has been so wonderful. Wonderful. And like,
Do you hear that, Rain?
can y'all hear that?
You know what I miss?
What?
This room is so well insulated. We're not getting the pinging of a tin roof.
I know.
Like right now in the barn, it's the most magical sound.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an amazing sound.
Where's my phone? I'm gonna like just take a little video of what I'm looking at so y'all can kind of
heavenly.
enjoy.
Everything is so lush
So
this year.
lush. And I know like this part of the year I'll be driving around and being like, I can't believe that in a couple short months this is going to be bright, vibrant colors.
And oh my gosh.
And I have so many mixed emotions about it. Like in the way of like, I love how lush it is. I love that my garden has all of these red tomatoes just like smiling at me every time I drive up the driveway. And
I'm gonna miss the garden because I'm using our garden a lot. Well, I say a lot, kind of a lot.
I mean, compared to the last couple of years in Connecticut, a lot.
And not having one. So I'm loving that. Went and got more flowers, thinking they were like half price.
Yeah.
It's too early. I went down to Closon's.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
at
what you call
half
it?
price.
Annuals, not perennials. When we went last year, but it was later.
Okay, so perennials are probably going to be in September.
I would say
So I'll
end of
keep my
August.
eyes peeled
Yes,
for that.
But we want to redo, I want to redo the entire front of the barn and just have it daisies, black-eyed Susans, which are out there. I got 2 of each, and they're really big.
Amazing.
So I'm tired of the haphazard, like,
I get it.
Because it's all green. I want flowers.
Well, and this was not your garden to start, so you're like kind of reforming what was here.
I'm reforming, and honestly, there's not a lot there that I like. I'm slowly, and then Dad did the rocks on the side.
Did he do the ones that were on the front porch?
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna go see.
You'll have to look.
Yeah.
Rocks, and then he mulched the bed under the sunroom window, and I added a few things to that. Phlox, bright fuchsia purple phlox.
Love. Like the ones that I have?
Yeah.
Yes.
And butterfly bushes there, which has not grown up, but it's budded and flowered, but I cut them, all the dead.
Wait, where is there a butterfly
on the
bush?
corner. It's this.
It's not the Russian
high.
sage?
No, that's on the other corner.
Oh, so you're saying the corner closest to the driveway?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. But this is the time of year I like to go to those places, get stuff for really cheap. The thing is, these weren't really cheap, but they were really big for the money.
And that's huge, because that means next year you're going to get even more than what you like.
Which is what I cannot wait for.
Yeah. I want you to have a sprinkle garden too.
I do too. I thought of that.
I think you need zinnias.
I do too. I don't know where. I don't know.
I don't know either. I feel like we'll have to survey the land.
I know.
Because I feel like it would even just be fun for you to like just wander out, cut some flowers.
I would love an area. I went to a whole garden of cut flowers. That was Grandma Phillip.
Did she do a
I'm
whole?
pretty sure she had a fantastic garden. Not where she lived when you.
Where did she live prior to that?
She lived on Thompson Street.
Oh wow! So in Rockville.
Misty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. She lived on Thompson Street.
Well, she lived on the street here.
Okay.
Like her house was there, and you just went up a tiny bit, and you took a left, and that was. We've gone up and down it.
Okay.
I've showed you before.
Okay, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I just cannot remember.
Yeah.
But so she had a
was-
cut flower garden, is what you're saying.
And it was very much the old school garden where you had a line of carrots, a line, but it was a big line.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm loving that.
Yeah. Gardening just feeds my soul.
You are so good at it.
I don't know if I'm good at it. I just like it a lot, so I do it a lot. Like, I can't say that I know much to be, like, helpful to anybody. I just kind of, like...
Right. I think you just have that ability to not have it, like, curated a certain, like, this is going to go here. Where I tend to be like, well, I'll put one of these here, here, and then there, and there. Where you're just like, yeah, there's an open spot there.
Literally.
And it looks so good.
Well, and there are some things where I've done that, and then the next year it doesn't come back, and I'm like, all right, let's get something else.
Yep.
You know, it's kind of like not being super emotionally tied to the way it is, because every year our garden transforms into something different.
It's very whimsical.
I do really love it.
It's very whimsical. I love it.
Thank you.
So we went from stitching to gardening.
Listen, this is why y'all are here.
You should show your stitching, though.
I should show my... Okay, let me get to the bottom, or the end of this row.
Get to the end of the row. Tell us what you're making there.
I'm making a baby blanket for my brother and Kristen's little one.
So fun.
And this is just I'm using the blended baby brioche pattern by Lavanya Patriciello.
Love her. Talk about gardeners extraordinaire. I'm
like
pretty
the
sure she's
coolest
a master
person.
Gardener, though.
Oh, it feels that way for sure.
I do think she's a very qualified gardener.
Yes, and see, that is something I will never be.
I dreamt about becoming a master gardener, but my brain doesn't do that.
I feel like it would kind of take the fun out of it for me if I had all of that information. For me, yes, exactly. Like, if that's your path, take it, and I'm going to be messaging you all the questions.
It's super cool.
It really is.
So you're brioching.
I'm brioching.
I don't even know how to brioche anymore.
You do. I thought the same thing when I picked this up. I was like, I'm going to have to just start over.
I know.
And then I looked at it, and I looked at the pattern, and I was like, oh, I got this.
You got it.
Yeah.
I'm so into the fisherman rib.
Which is basically the same.
Brioche. Like, although you don't get the two-color look.
True. Yeah. The two, I don't know.
Maybe you could.
I'm not sure, to
if
be
you
honest.
did the every other row, the pearl row.
I think it would be...
if you were going round and around.
If you were going around and around, that could
Boy, that again, it appears like I would know really how brioche is done.
masters. But anyway, I'll just show it to you now
very
because there's not
sweet.
much to speak on about it.
It's the perfect size.
It's going to be like a little car seat baby blanket for them. They're having a little girl. I'm using our, oh my gosh, you're going to have to remind me, Sage.
Oh, love
and
Sage.
what's this one? I forget. Is it Mint?
I don't know.
I think it's Sage and Mint in our DK base. And then this down here is after dinner mints or dinner mints.
Love.
And it's a really fun pattern. You can really easily adjust it to whatever size you want. But yeah, this is gonna be like a little car seat blanket for...
That's a perfect size for a new baby.
Yeah, for baby Stokes.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to do, so Melody Hoffman, who I follow on Patreon, just released this cute little, I think it's for patrons only, little knitted bunny patch. So I'm gonna knit a little bunny patch and sew it on. Mm-hmm. And depending on how big it is, I might put her initials on it and maybe the year. If not, I'll just do a cute little bunny because I think it'd be a fun little embellishment. But
love it.
stitching.
Stitching.
Should we dive in?
Dive in.
Okay. Should I show this one, the big one first?
Yes.
Okay.
I say it doesn't matter.
So after last podcast, I think it was the very next day or maybe even the same day, I went on to treehousefiberarts.com. Rachel, her shop.
It's so beautiful.
Okay, so when I tell you, I went on that website and I was like, I'm just gonna, there'll probably be a couple things that I think are interesting and like I could see on my wall. By the time I finished adding things to my cart, I think I was at like $300.
Oh, easily.
Like, and yeah, with no signs of stopping.
Yeah.
I had only gone through like 2 pages
You
of
have to have
products.
a wish list.
Yeah. Yes. So word of warning, go to Treehouse Fiber Arts right now because she's got it all. But just know, there's
You're
no
gonna
stopping
want it
that train
all.
once you hop on.
Well, what I like about Rachel's shop, well, a million things, but one of the things is, I don't know if it's an aging thing, it's a what, but I get overwhelmed so easily. Like when I go to a restaurant and there's 15 pages,
Oh, forget about
I'm
it.
like, you know what, could you cut it down a bit?
Show me where the burgers are.
Yeah,
That's
like
all.
I feel like Rachel has done just that. She's so funny. She's gonna be like every podcast. We do this huge advertisement for Rachel.
And she's like, oh my God, where are my products? I'm sorry, Rachel.
It speaks to how much we adore her. We actually adore her as a human being, even without her shop. But anyways, I feel like she's done for me that cutting back to what's really good.
Agreed.
We have similar taste. And she also does a little of this, a little of that.
It's beautifully curated.
It's and that was her whole goal with this shop. It wasn't to be
You nailed it, Rachel.
the next 1, 2, 3 stitch. She
Right.
just wanted a shop full of things that she loved, which I'm all for it because I love practically everything she loves. Okay, go ahead.
So, word of caution, go over there, but be warned. Get your credit card ready. So I decided, truly I think I had 7 samplers in there and I was like, Chelsea, stop it. Stop it, stop it. You're gonna overwhelm yourself. So I picked the one that I was first drawn to. I think I sent you 2 and you were like, I think the B one is gonna be the best bet.
Yes, as far as, again, difficulty, one was more of a, I always forget the word, with all the motifs.
Oh, like prime.
No, oh my gosh, everyone's screaming. It's a certain kind of sampler. I make them all the time.
Would I know the word?
No,
okay.
probably not.
Okay, then I'm not even gonna
It's right on the
search.
tip of my tongue.
It'll hit you, just scream it out.
Yes. Okay. But that one, there was like with not a lot of connecting. So that can get that gets overwhelming even for me.
I could see that. So mom helped me come to this conclusion, and to be honest, this was the one I was kind of kept going back to. So it is called Busy Bee by Lila Studios.
She put out there's a Halloween one she does that I really want.
Oh my God.
It might be old. It's called Nevermore. I just saw it on another podcast. I'm pretty sure it was Lila's. I could be totally wrong.
Oh my God. Well, so like my goal, and this, people are probably gonna laugh at me, but my goal is kind of to have this done by like the very beginning of autumn, so that I could then have an autumn or a Halloween or something like that. But so let me show you how far I've gotten. I love it.
You did show the picture, didn't you?
I did. I'll show it again though. You can pause it if you would like.
I'm not paying attention.
It's totally fine. It is just everything. And I just feel like it's going to be something that I hold so near and dear to my heart. It's like the first thing I stitched.
It's your first like grown up.
And so anybody that was listening to our conversation earlier about floss organization, this is what I was talking about. So Rachel, now does Rachel do all of this? Does she kit this part up?
She kitted it, yes. So it came as a kit.
Yes, it came as a kit. So she like takes the floss and does all of this?
No. This she buys like this. But then she made, because I was like, Rachel, can you throw in a few of your, I don't know that she still makes them, but they're terrific.
Wait, she makes these?
Like on her Cricut machine.
Yeah.
Like if we learned how to use our Cricut machine.
Oh my God.
We could make those.
Well, this is what I was talking about. So Mom taught me, and I put it on Instagram just as a story. I feel like I need to do a whole reel about how you do it. For some reason it's not focusing. Come on, camera, do your thing. There we go. Okay, so you can see here all of the floss is slip knotted through these things that will tell you, I'll just pick this one as an example, that tell you what the color is.
So when you buy this brand of yarn, this is how it comes.
Yes.
Yarn. Floss.
Everyone knew what you were saying. So there's the color, it's looped here, and then the really cool thing that Mom taught me, well, maybe it's just common knowledge, but
we have to cut the bottom. Do we have to cut
these
those?
We didn't have to.
Oh,
the ones that you do
this
yourself. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these came cut.
Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. Certain brands.
But what makes it so easy is I remember as a kid having a piece of floss that I like kind of decided on the length myself, and I cut it, and then you tap on the top and you get the one strand and you pull it out, and then you have this huge nest, like Mom said, of floss, so you have the piece that you wanted to use, and then you have this nest
that you then throw on the chair.
That you're just like, well, I'm gonna put it over here and I'll deal with that later.
I'll remember what color that is.
Insanity. So that's the experience I remember. Now, because you get this in the kit, I'm just gonna talk about my experience with the Busy Bee kit for right now. All you have to do is, and I might have to record this separate, I'm not sure if the camera's gonna pick up on it, but so right here on this cross section, you can see here with the floss, this is where like the loop is. You take your needle and you grab one piece of one thread.
If you're using one strand.
Well, wouldn't it be either way, because then you would just fold it?
You could fold it, but again, those are hand-dyed, so when you fold it, you're messing with the flow of color.
Right. Okay, so if you're using one strand, you grab your one strand, so you can see how fine it is, but because you have a needle, so because you have this one strand, and then you literally pull it, pull it. The rest of your thread is there, it is labeled, you still know the color, and it looks exactly as it did before you pulled this little thread out.
I will say the hand-dyed floss can be very pricey, and so you certainly don't want to have these nests that then you throw away, because that's what most people do. Where now, when you're done with this project, you can either have a ring with just these kind of threads on them, so that when you do your next project and you have to kit it yourself, say,
it's amazing.
It's nothing new, but when it is new for someone, it's magic.
And then, so Mom also taught me how to create, is this the right needle that was in here? I think so. Yes, it is. So then Mom also taught me, because a couple of these came, or a couple of these colors are DMC, so you just get the skein or the hank or whatever you call it of the DMC floss. And then Rachel was so kind, like Mom said, and sent me just these blank
floss
tags. And so, and again, I feel like this will be a tutorial that we're gonna have to just post, because I'm not gonna be able to articulate it well. But there is a way where you can take the bands off of the thread, wind it up a certain way, you slip knot it onto here, you write the color, and then you snip it, and you have created your very own thing like this.
The only way to stitch. Now,
I'll never go
if
back.
you're using silks, people say don't do that because it wears on the silks more. I do not use a lot of silks. I wish I did. It adds so much cost to a piece.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
So much. They are pretty magical. If I do like a monochromatic,
Yeah.
I might buy like a full hank of a color.
So
of
maybe,
silk.
yeah, okay.
But to buy them, like a lot of people just keep accumulating them, and they're stunning and they're gorgeous. And
But you're saying if you do accumulate them, this is not the way to store them?
no, that's what they say.
So how do you handle a silk?
Some people use the little floss away bags. I'm sure you.
If I saw them, I'm sure I
you
did.
would know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mostly that, I think, floss away bags.
Okay. So word to
yeah.
the wise if you're
Yeah,
watching
word to
this.
the wise.
Don't do this for silk. But without further ado, let me just show you. This is my second piece that I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the first one now.
Oh yeah, you haven't shown it yet. It's so, you are flying.
Well, so there was one day where mentally I really needed to get in the...
Oh, yeah.
It was insane. It was like... My hand was just like, yeah, no, we're just going to keep going.
Do you find this? I find for me, it takes maybe 20 minutes for my brain to click and be on a roll.
100%.
I can get really antsy in that first 20 minutes. Like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to work in this section? And then all of a sudden, it's literally a physical feeling in your body where you go, oh, I'm in.
here. Yeah,
that is so interesting.
100%. Especially because I was doing, like, that day, I was doing all these words.
That's a lot.
I could not stop. It was like I sunk into the words and I was like, I can't do anything else right now because all I can focus on is one color and I know exactly the spacing because I'm sticking with the words.
Can I just tell you, people are like, would you just show me?
I was about to and then you started talking and I was like, I'm gonna make you wait for a little bit longer.
Would you just show the piece?
Here is my progress.
It's so good. So you chose, I think you're on a 16 count would be my guess.
Okay.
16 count hand-dyed Ada. Not sure the color. It was in my scrap bin.
I want to say you said maybe sand dunes or something like that.
I could have.
Would that make sense?
Oh yeah, it's so pretty. People are now screaming, when are you going to start dyeing fabric again?
It was such a tricky move to use this because I know it's going to create chaos in the best way.
I promise you I am going to dye. We are going to, because I'm going to teach you too for all the pressing, because that's a big piece of it.
Sign me up.
And I promise you, and I feel really annoyed with myself. Like I can feel the annoyance in, we'll just do it kind of feel. But we are in the thick of our busiest yarn dyeing season.
Once those advents are out the door, it will open up a little bit of space.
A lot of space. So we so appreciate your patience, and I know it's requiring patience and it's annoying.
But we also have to remember that we still are the only two people doing this work.
We are, and
the people that do this are right here.
Yeah,
and
we
mostly
are,
one.
For the dyeing
honest.
piece.
Yeah.
For the dyeing piece. And we are primarily a yarn dyeing business.
Right.
And this is what we do on the side. Sometimes during slow times. Sometimes just because I really want to get my hands in there again. But yeah, so
we get it.
We understand.
I especially get it because holy cow, working with this fabric.
It's kind of heavenly. Well, that's the piece that is so cool. Is like literally... like people would kill to have access to fabric.
The fact that I picked up a 10-pound box of this and was like, I wonder which piece I'm gonna pick.
And those are all the like might have a little red dot and right there.
Right, seconds.
Which you can work around, but you can't sell that way. So we do have probably 2 boxes of that. And it is, and that's why I dye fabric, because I didn't like not being able to get fabric, so I'm so sorry.
Well, I remember, again, that Winnie the Pooh piece, it was like this really rigid white piece of Ada. And this, I don't know if it's, I don't know what it is. It softens up so gorgeously.
It does that, and when you get it like that, that was probably I can see the whole thing.
Me too.
Not sure the brand of the...
No clue.
But anyways, it was probably still had all the sizing in it. The fabrics
Guaranteed.
are super stiff.
Yeah.
Like this gets soaked before it's even dyed,
Right.
and then you dye it, and it gets better and better. So yeah,
And so for anybody that is a stitcher, I do know this term. I am working in hand. I am not
You are.
using a hoop. Mom told me all about it. And I prefer it, which is crazy because I used to be like, no, I need a hoop to have that tension so that I don't have to really like, no.
Yeah.
No, now it's just
And
like,
I would encourage you to stay with it. I got away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Now with Ada, I work in hand.
it has much more of a structure to it than I feel like
Yes.
that, for example.
The really small count linens, I need the hoop just to be able to see better.
Totally.
But I also use a hoop very loosely, very loosely. It is not a taut hoop by any means.
Right.
And I use the sewing method.
Right. Which again, so Brittany, I know you're watching this. Hello, Brittany.
Is she a stitcher?
So she has projects and she wants to do it, but she's so curious about the sewing method. And I had that one little snip that I put on our stories on Instagram, which if you don't follow us on Instagram, you certainly should. I'll put the stuff down below.
I don't even think I saw that.
It was in the stories one day. But again, stories only last for 24 hours. So it's like, I just need to compile it all and put it into a reel. But
Yes.
I do think at some point what I want to do is whenever I start my next kit, I'm going to take this camera and maybe we can like sit side by side and like you can kind of help me with the descriptions as I'm showing. And
Yes.
I think it would be valuable for people because I cannot tell you how many messages I got on Instagram after posting those reels being like, I have wanted to start this stitching. I have all these kits and I just don't know where to start.
Well, and the funniest part is there's a million videos out there.
Right.
But like all of us, we have certain people that we're more attracted to so that like when you start doing it, all of your patrons are probably like, well, Chelsea's doing it. So now I want to see how she does it.
Totally. And
so
like you're used to the language too, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
So that is it's in my brain. We're going to make it happen.
And I think you doing it as you're not a new stitcher, but this is a different era in stitching than when you learned how to stitch.
It's a whole new book. So like
It is.
my stitching of youth has been like kind of closed and tucked away for many years. This is a whole new book for me.
It's absolutely was the same for me, and I was thick in the industry designing, teaching for, I think I did it for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And then kind of put it down because I was so burnt out by it. And then coming back to it, it's a whole different world now. So it isn't like I didn't know about hand dyed. I did because when I was designing, I worked with Weeks Dye Works, and they, I could be totally wrong, but I think they were one of the first dyers
Of fabric. Okay.
So it was there, but not like this.
Yeah. This feels different.
It's very different, although I'm seeing the industry, because I do watch it, because everything is so cyclical. And I have a feeling it's going to go back to where I was.
You think? When you were like heavy into your designing?
All the specialty stitches that for some reason, I never stitched pictures, ever.
Speaking of specialty stitches, I need to talk to you about that because I don't know what to do.
They fly.
Okay.
So it's a Smyrna cross or an eyelet, I'm sure.
I'd have no clue.
That's what I taught, all the specialty stitches. And
what is that called? Because it's not cross stitching.
No,
Needlepoint?
it's counted thread.
Counted
thread. I was
Justin
more of
asking.
a counted thread designer than a cross stitch designer.
Okay.
I always included cross stitch, but it was mainly all about those specialty threads and specialty stitches.
Yeah, because like you'd cut away certain sections.
I would do cut work, pulled work, and then specialty stitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much more fun, I think, but I so enjoy.
It's like vanilla knitting versus color work or texture. Like if you were to...
In people's brains.
Yeah.
It's really no harder. And that's the part where I see such experienced stitchers going, oh yeah, I don't do specialty stitches.
Right.
And it's like, oh no,
It's like brioche for the knitter, where it's like they see it and they're like, but wait,
I don't
there
do
are two
that.
colors, you're working the same row twice. It sounds so complicated.
And oh my gosh, specialty stitches is all about not really counting, but knowing threads and knowing like if it's a 8x8 stitch, meaning it covers 8 stitches or 8 threads. So it's an 8
I'm still
by 8
learning
square.
that,
Yeah,
the threads thing.
And then like cutting is so fun, and people like freak out. But it's like, no. If you cut the wrong one, you take it off the end and you reweave one in.
Okay, so then the analogy to that is steeking.
Oh,
For me. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's probably like steeking is to knitting as
same.
cutting is to...
However, I don't know enough about steeking.
Yeah.
I feel like it is so rare that you can cut something in needlework and not fix it. I used to hope someone would make that mistake.
So you would know how to fix it, or you could try?
Yeah, when I was teaching, it was like, okay, if anyone does that, you're going to be like the class star, because I'm going to come and I'm going to show everyone how to fix that.
Right.
And then pulled work. Oh my gosh, how stressed are you that day?
Wait, what is pulled work?
Where you literally pull the threads to create holes. Yeah, you don't cut, you pull them. Like eyelets.
Your forearms must have been like...
Yeah. Well, no, it's sometimes people would like, it was like way too pulled. It's like, you're a little,
sweetheart.
like you just relax your shoulders just a little. Like, yes, it's pulled, but not like ripped. So
The thread just
yeah,
snaps on them.
yeah. So it's just funny because I'm feeling, because I know, oh my gosh, why is it anytime I have to remember something I can't? Hands Across the Sea, the lovely woman, everyone knows her, I know her. She's now doing, I think, like weekly tutorials on specialty stitches.
So cool.
Yeah. So I have a feeling we're going to start seeing that come
That's
back. And maybe then, like, will I not only not have time to dye fabric, I will not have time to start designing again.
Oops.
Just saying. Just maybe. Okay, keep going.
Well, that's my first sampler, and then Mom enabled me. Well, why don't you show your sampler, and then we can go to this, because...
Okay, because that
makes sense?
I love, well, let's keep going, because
Okay.
then you'll be done with your stitching.
True. Okay.
I don't have much stitching.
So, story time. We were out and about. I don't know why we went. I think we were
took
just
the
like,
girls.
Yeah, the girls really needed some things at the store. Lily needed new markers and a sketchbook.
Can I interrupt?
Yes.
I think it is so funny. I was thinking about this, that the girls' idea of going to a store to get something fun, it's Michael's or Joann's.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, that was probably the store you'd be like, Mom, really? Do we have to go in that store
Oh,
again?
yeah, no. That's like literally
that's
they
their
clamor.
toy store.
They clamor for Michael's.
I love that about them.
It's pretty cool. I hadn't really thought about it, to be honest.
Very cool.
But, okay, before we went to the store, cooler part of the story. So my grandfather, Mom's dad, had this Garfield piggy bank. I don't even know if it was a piggy bank. I'll put in a picture
I
here.
have a feeling it was like a kitty litter or cat
Jug.
food.
But it's Garfield.
It's big.
Huge.
Handle.
Yeah. And it was full to the brim with pennies. I was carrying this thing into the coin star. Like, I'm pretty strong. I was literally
Very
like,
strong.
get me to the coin star. It was so heavy. So we put all the pennies in there. It was thousands of pennies.
I really thought it could only hold so many pennies.
Right. Oh, the coin star machine.
Yes. Like, it's going to have a bag and it's never going to fit all these. Whoever picked it up that day was like, what's going on with pennies?
Yeah.
The pennies are usually none.
So many pennies.
Okay,
so many pennies, in fact, that we got. Well, they each got
$26.
$26. So $52.
$52 worth of pennies.
$52 worth of pennies. And it was really cool because it was kind of like this gift from beyond, from Grandpa.
Yes, and Grandma was so happy when I told her.
Glad.
I was like, they both got so much money to spend, and that's easy to spend. But for a little girl, like...
Well, and not only that, but it was like this whole lesson in and of itself, and they really nailed it. It was like, okay, you have $26 to spend here. Here's what you have. What do you have left? And they really made some hard decisions. They put some things back.
So good at.
But we've been doing this for a long time, so they're getting a lot better.
Always impressed.
I was very impressed that day.
That
It was
was an
$26
impressive day.
on the nose for each of the things that they got. And I just thought it was so special because it was like an experience that they got to have with Grandpa, even though they didn't know.
I totally agree.
I mean, they knew, but you know.
Well, yeah, Lily's very interested.
She's very in tune.
Our family
heritage. So, okay, so that's what we did first. And then we headed out to the craft stores and we went to Michael's first. That's where we did the whole kiddo thing. And then Mom was like, you know what, I have to run into Joann's. I need to get some polyfill for the chickens. And so we ran through McDonald's. The girls and I were in the van. They were eating away. Mom ran in, came back out. Not with just polyfill,
Oh,
but
wait,
with
the bag of polyfill is
this.
gigantic.
It is huge. With this. And so I was sitting there and I was like, well, I'm just gonna have to look through this real quick. And no sooner did I start looking through it than I was like, I'll see you in a couple minutes. I gotta run in.
Which I don't even know why I didn't think. I think I knew you were loving it, but I didn't think you'd reach the next level that quickly.
I didn't think I had either.
Yeah, you
until
had.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Because I think you even mentioned, like, I'm gonna look for this.
Yes.
And so, like, if I had known, I would have been like, well, why didn't you just grab me one?
Yes.
But I didn't. And then I started looking through it and I was like, I can't.
I know. Okay, now let me tell the rest of the story.
Tell the rest of the story.
So then she's like, I'm going to go get it. And I told her exactly where it was. And you were in there a really long time. I was
sure
like,
was.
geez, I think they had more than one. Maybe she had to ask someone and maybe they're looking for it. In the meantime, I'm in the store. I love the surprise of opening a magazine by myself. And so I started like looking. The girls are like over my shoulders. I'm just looking for what I came upon.
I'm trying to think. It should be kind of marked.
Okay, so I'm in the car. I'm not, because we're not going to do a flip through for you. Just know this is fantastic. I'm in the car and I come upon these potion jars. And I have very much this look for Halloween.
You do.
This
It's
year's
so
look
your
I'm not
aesthetic.
loving. So what we've seen, I'm not loving.
Put that on Instagram too.
Yeah, I'm not loving the look of this Halloween so far in stores. I like the skeletons, the potions, the dark,
Like, give me the creepy.
creepy, witchy, but yet
Very, like, familiar and nostalgic.
Yeah,
Like, it's not like, oh my God, I'm so scared. It's like, no, this is like the
this is
classic
Halloween.
feel.
So I come upon these and I was like, holy moly, I need to make these. Like, these are so fantastic. So Chelsea gets back in the car and I was like, oh, it took you longer. And I was like, did you see these? And she went, yes, I did. And I got all the floss for them.
Literally. Probably while Mom saw that, I was in the DMC area, like, picking out
Getting
the
all the
floss.
floss.
It's insane.
It's insane. Like, I can't really, I still am kind of like, that is really weird.
There are just certain things that are like, that's not
normal. Yeah. Okay,
So,
now you
anyway.
carry on.
So I did. I went in there, I grabbed myself a copy and opened up to these and I was like, well,
I can really smell that candle. You keep talking. I'm afraid it's like maybe the glass broke open. Because I can't usually smell.
are you sure it's a candle and not your hand stuff?
Maybe it's my hand stuff.
It could be your hand stuff, but definitely make sure we don't have an explosion. So yes, I went in, Mom opened it up and I was like, yes, I saw that and I have all the floss because it was like, you know what? The size of these is perfect.
Perfect.
And I didn't want to just get this and fall in love with a
And then have
piece
to go out again.
and then be like, well, why didn't I just grab this?
We do not live in an area where you just run to the store.
No, it's like 15 to 20 minutes to get. And you guys are even a little bit
We're
farther.
longer, and I'm finding it incredibly difficult lately.
It's
I don't
just such
like
a shift.
it.
It's such a shift.
shift.
But the cool thing about this is all four of these, they call it the odd apothecary. So all four of these samplers use all the same colors.
Even better.
Which is why when I saw that, I was like, well, I don't want to get it for all of them. But then I saw that like literally
It's all there.
it's just the same colors.
Yes.
And so I went and I grabbed them, and then when we were talking about it, Mom was like, they'd look so good on, what is it called?
Perforated paper.
Perforated paper. And I was like, say less. Yes, let's do it.
Perforated paper.
This is my first experience. I like it. It's a completely different experience.
Completely different, and I go through phases where I love it, but then I put it away for a very long time.
Totally.
And then I bring it out again. I love the results.
It's very polished looking.
Very polished. Very, as I'm looking at those ornaments that I wasn't going to show, but we're going to have to because they're so. This is a knitting podcast that has gone awry.
This is kind of like. This is like, what could we call this? I don't know. We're veering this episode. So if you are way heavier into the knitting content, we totally get that. And we've got tons of episodes where it's just knitting. And we do have knitting to show.
I do have some.
So
Oh,
yeah,
I
it's
love
very polished. Now, I finished one of these, but I have some ideas, and Mom and I were kind of talking through them. And also upon looking at this, now I know that they did this on fabric, so they just cut around and they have that like frayed edge look to it. I'm almost wondering, what if I were to like even out the margins and then even with that background color go outside? Or do you think I should just cut it close?
I would stay within because I love this.
I love that too.
I love that.
Okay, so
That's my thoughts.
here it is. I did.
Again, show them the money. I can't.
It's so-
It's intentional.
No, because I'm like, I just want to hear your opinion and I want to like get your feedback. Okay, here it is. This is called Frog Bones. I have not done any of the back stitching yet. And I am gonna have to go like this because it is perfect. Oh, there we go. So there is
So great.
This is all of the stitching that I have to do. But because you can, as you can see my hand very clearly through the perforated paper. I do think I'm going to pick a really moody hand-dyed floss. And Mom's idea was like a gray, like almost
gray
like a stormy
or even
gray.
white that's got some.
A little bit of white. I feel like will make.
Yeah, not white.
I want it to be a little more just like kind of this vibe without being so variegated.
I'm almost thinking a parchmenty yellow brown. I don't know what I've got up there. We're gonna have to look.
We'll take a look, but I am gonna fill in the negative space around this, and then we're gonna trim the perforated paper up like, you know, around, however we do that.
Don't
I
trim
know.
it until we put the backing on.
I'm gonna I'm not touching a pair of scissors until I'm next to you, because I'm so afraid.
Oh, it's so easy and so fun.
I'm excited about it.
Favorite thing to do is trim.
Well, and so we're gonna put the adhesive
Velvet.
on the back, and so then we're gonna go thrifting and we're gonna find some bottles. I'm gonna put a little ribbon on it and just kind of have it hang on thrifted bottles.
I didn't even think of that. I like the hanging on because I'm thinking super glue it on.
Oh no, hang.
Because
then you can also, like, if you're like, I'm over the bottles this year, put it on a garland.
Yes.
You know.
I know. I'm going between adding them to my Halloween tree of Satsumas,
Which would be gorgeous.
to be gorgeous, or the bottles.
Yeah. So kind of like their vibe here. I don't know how they got these to stick. They must have just glued them on. But I think just a really nice satin ribbon over the top of the bottle would have the same effect.
I agree.
So I'm a stitcher. Not capital S.
Oh, you're capital.
We're gonna go capital S because I'm loving it so much.
Go capital.
So if you've been wanting to try. Take this as your sign.
It's so
Just
much
give it a
fun. And honestly, like, to start with perforated paper ornaments is such a fun because you get your results quickly. And having said that, I wasn't going to show these, but I have to because they're magical.
Speaking of ornaments.
So, Satsuma Street.
They're yeah, there you go.
This was in Rachel's shop.
They still are, I believe.
Oh yeah, she just got a restock.
There we go.
I can't wait to get her new ones. So this is the backing.
Yeah, so it's almost like a, oh, wow.
It's a velvet.
It is literally like, I don't know if you can see the crushed velvet here. I'm trying to get it to focus.
The feel
there you go.
is magical.
It's velvet. It's not felt. It's velvet.
Yes. So that's for our littlest.
Charlie Sue.
No.
Lily? No, Emma.
No.
Which one was Charlie Sue? Oh, she's the cat.
So this is Benny and Kristen's little girl. Because this is so Ben.
Oh my God.
I know.
Yes.
This is mine from last year left over. I think I have Santa that goes with it.
There you go.
Again, the thing about these is I finish them and I think they look perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not a finisher at all, and I think they look amazing.
They're flawless.
I know. Because
I'm so curious to see how the velvet ages, like over the years.
Yes, I think it's going to be fine.
I think it'll be fine too.
So this one is Lily's. I don't think you've seen this one.
No, I haven't.
Lil's. And then this is my favorite. I need to make this one again.
That is Charlie Sue's. Oh, I love the blue.
I do too. This one, I was disappointed that I didn't do a bright pink or the blue.
You know what though? It still works.
It works.
Because you've got the red skates. You've got the red. It works.
Look at those. They're magical. They're magical. So I did finish, since the last time we've been on here, I think these 3. And I love that this is the first year I have ornaments for all the littles, because that's really has been my goal, and I just haven't stuck to it. These I can do, although I don't want them to be all paper, but I can do them from start to finish. And I'm just going to take a really pointy needle, go through the top with a DMC, the same colors wherever I am, make a tiny little hanger, and then I just put a hook on that.
Yep.
Perfect.
I love it.
Okay, that stitching, I have a couple stitching pieces. This is another for our newest little member of our family.
I literally just can't fathom how quickly you are.
Oh, I thought you were going to say having.
Oh, that too, but like you are flying.
These are so fast, but I've run into a problem that I've never ever had before.
What is it?
I do not like a piece of it.
What piece?
I just pulled it out because I couldn't stand it.
What was it?
So I'm going to show you. It was over here, and it's like a little, like, border collie looking dog, but it's super freaky.
What's so freaky about it?
I don't know. It looked
Wait,
awful.
let me see this.
I'm going to show you. So I brought these out because I want to do something different.
Okay.
It's awful.
It's just so not on brand.
No. It's awful.
Like, what does a dog have to do with...
I know. So let's show them.
It's a little odd.
It's a little odd. And it doesn't stitch up nicely.
So right there is
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little sheep here, and I'm pretty sure I can make it work.
Let me see.
Will the sheep be weird though?
No, I'm just worried you won't have enough space.
I do.
You do? I don't think that would be weird.
Because
what could you even do though?
It's here.
The mushrooms. This is so good.
It's so good, but the dog is so ugly.
What else could you do? Does it have to be an animal? No. I do like the idea of a sheep.
I could do a Christmas package.
That could be cute.
I don't know. I don't like it. I've never said that.
Did you finish it and then pull it all the way out?
I couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
I definitely had to try it.
Even maybe a few snowflakes in its place.
It needs something a little substantial. So what I did for this is I go to 1, 2, 3 stitch. I can't remember the fabric I used. I have the fabric. I had bought a bunch from our distributor for stockings.
It's very like
very burlappy without being burlap.
Yes.
It's very soft.
Yep.
I want to say it's a 18 count over, I don't know.
Okay.
An 8 or equals like a 9 count, I have a feeling.
Okay.
9 stitches per inch. But anyways, 1, 2, 3 stitch. Oh, should tell the name of it.
Oh, I have it.
Oh, Marie's stocking. And what I do is I get all the floss and the pattern and the charm pack. The charm pack's fantastic on this one. Charm packs are so expensive.
I was just going to ask if it adds a lot to the cost.
Oh, these stockings are an investment.
Now, do you think that the charms make or break them?
Yes.
Okay.
I love them. Now, could you go to like Michael's and find your own charms that might work just as well? Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm too lazy. And I don't even do all the specialty threads. I pick the area, the biggest areas, and that's where I buy the specialty threads for.
Oh, that's good to know.
They have a DMC conversion. So her dress, I did the specialty thread. Everything else I did DMC. It's little tiny areas.
And on like Ben, Kristen, and their baby, they're not stitchers. They're not going to look at that and be like, how dare she?
I know. And honestly, even the Lancaster red, I don't think is making a big difference. So
it looks stunning.
Yes. So they are super pricey, but that is a way you can keep your price to being a little less. And they are worth it. They are worth it. And the last thing I'm stitching on, and I got the new clue last night.
I think next year, do they do this every year?
No, not that I know of. So it's the, Satsuma.
Yeah.
I'm on clue 3. It's over here. I only did that little tiny bit on the top.
So it's a mystery stitch along.
Stitch along. I am obsessed.
I'm so mad they don't do it every year.
I know.
It's okay. It wasn't meant to be for me this year. I don't think I could have.
This year, like I'm just so excited because it's manageable. Now the next one is the big center.
But you've been flying through these.
I get it done. I should be done by Monday.
And
so
they come
I
out
get
on
it
Thursday.
Every 2 Thursdays. So
you'll be fine with the big clue.
Yes, but that competitive piece of me is like, I'm going to be done on Monday. The big clue, I'm not going to be able to. Because I like to know it's done and it's set aside.
And it's ready.
Because I do not want to get behind because I want this year for the girls.
You will have it. No question.
Just got to figure out sizing for the frame because I want to order a frame.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yes, go ahead.
So this was like months ago and I was like, I want to do that too, but I don't know if I feel confident in that, like being able to use that fabric.
Oh, you wouldn't.
Can you take any kind of a pattern and apply it to a different fabric without the sizing being so...
Right, yes. So this is a 36 count, which is 8, might be a 40 count. This is the problem with the big bin in the garage.
You just don't know, but that's fine.
It's not marked. It might be 40 count because it looks very small to me.
Very small, very fine.
Oh,
very
you could do that on 11 count Aida.
That's what I mean. Like, could I do what I'm doing with, like, could I use what I'm using for this?
Yes,
absolutely. And it wouldn't be like, oh my God, this is so big.
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Now, some samplers, you can't do that if they have any over 1 sections.
Okay.
Now, I have heard of people that do over 1 on Aida, creating that. I would not want to do that.
I don't even know what over 1 means.
Over 1 thread instead of 2.
Oh, so it's like a half stitch?
It's like a little teeny cross.
It's an actual cross. Okay, so this is something I remember from my Winnie the Pooh days. There were certain areas where you did like a half stitch, but you didn't make an
quarter.
X.
Nope, half or quarter. Yes, that was that whole 90s look. I feel like that's not a big thing, although this one, which is one that I want to run and get floss for.
You should.
Desperately.
You should.
I have a feeling this has a lot of that kind of stuff.
Like the quarter stitch, half stitch.
Quarter, half. They're not hard.
Right.
They're just fussy.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. So yeah. So that's my stitching.
Okay.
I have a couple knitting things.
So thank you for sticking with us with the stitching. If not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little...
Like a timestamp.
A timestamp for any knitters here that are like, I'm just not interested.
Because typically I feel like we do or have talk stitching, but this was more because you're brand new and it's so exciting. But...
Okay, oh my God.
I am obsessed now with flat chickens.
Did you see Natalie?
Did I?
Well, I don't know if she posted to Instagram because I haven't been over there a lot, but she sent me a picture. She made 2 chickens out of our yarn and they're so good.
I love them.
So good.
I love them. So these are no kits that exist. They're just using our DK, using the mini set. So this one smells like Christmas probably. This one is Skittles.
So good.
We are going to be selling, I feel like, kits I'm sorry, again, we're going to be doing this.
I know.
So do you know?
It's like, this is the struggle of having two
I know,
podcasters.
because it's so rare that you and I just sit and chat. It's always...
No, I look forward to podcasts for this reason, because we don't do it any other time.
Exactly. So I am thinking of doing a mini set with new colors. We'll always have the yellow and the red and then 3 new colors. Right now we have so much going on that. So those 2, and now I'm doing a Kirk.
Kirk, I think, is probably our most popular colorway of all time.
I think it is.
I'm pretty sure.
I think it is.
Yeah. And like,
it's a great color.
It's amazing.
Look at
love
these.
This Skittles.
Skittles is great. So, wait, is that? Yes. So we do have some upcoming chicken projects that we're not going to talk about yet because I have to talk with you about it and figure it out. But
gotta get our ducks in a row.
Yeah, a special. This one is going to be released hopefully in September. This kit for another fundraiser that we're doing. And
you'll get all the deets.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Chelsea about all the details that someone has shared with me that we needed. But having said that, should we go into the fundraiser?
Yes, because that's what I was going to show.
God, I love this so much.
Okay, so we are also running another fundraiser campaign. Camp Meadowood Springs.
Meadowood Springs.
So it's over in the Pacific Northwest. Our friend Lacey was over there working this summer, and it's just a really, really great camp. And I'm going to put all the details down in the description so I don't mess any of it up. But
you talked at great length the last podcast
episode.
if you want to get all the fine details.
Yes. So definitely head back over there and yeah, listen to the details of like what the camp is, what it stands for. But we are donating 15% of the proceeds for all of these sock kits. I think we're going to keep it running until we start our next one, our next emotional support chicken. So it's going to be running for a while. This is not going away, so don't panic. But it is the most amazing summer color that you've ever dyed.
It's so funny because when I saw the logo and some of the pictures that either you gathered or Lacey sent you, I was like, oh, wow. That's not like hitting me. And I was like, well, I'm just going to do this. I'm not going to overthink it. And can I tell you, it's one of my favorites.
Me too.
I'm dying to make a pair of socks with it.
I'm loving because here it is knit up. It is it's so I think also because I know it's like all surrounding like a summer camp.
I agree.
It just like fills me with this summer joy as I'm knitting on them.
Agree.
Now I did take a little detour into Stitch World these last couple of weeks, so I haven't done a ton of progress, but I finished for the most part. I have to Kitchener the toe.
Oh yeah, you're not doing the umbrella toe. You need to go to the umbrella toe.
The problem is it's not defaulted in my brain yet. Like I haven't done one. The minute I get that default in there, I will.
It's so easy.
But this is just my go-to.
Yeah, I know. I just love the umbrella toe.
It is gorgeous.
Those are so pretty.
So anyways, it's just super fun. And like this blue reminds me of like a pool.
Oh.
Like the pool at the Maple Street Park. Or yeah, if you're on an island vacation in the summer, it's so fun. And I'm making little shorties. So anyways.
I love them. I am so happy with the color. Like look at those speckles.
They're so good.
I'm so happy with it because I really was kind of like, oh, wow, I got to get to that. I got to get to that. Nothing was hitting me.
Yeah.
And then one day I was just like, well, just go for it. Just go for it. Don't overthink it. I know they're colors that like we've used a lot, although we haven't. That's the other piece. I went a little different with our traditional colors, but went a little brighter. I love it. I love it.
So if you've got a little yarn budget that you're looking to spend, 15% of the proceeds are going to Camp Meadowood Springs, and it's just really
cool. I wish I was at a spot where I had a little more time because I would offer a few more bases.
I know. It's just so hard with Advent.
So hard with Advent and Halloween, like right around the corner, literally should already be here. It's just like how thin can we spread ourselves?
Right. But we're just going to stick with the sock set. It's simple. Yeah. I think a lot of people enjoy a sock set, even if you're not a sock knitter, to have a full skein and then just a nice little pop, however you want to use it, whether you're knitting.
Also a muscle burrow hat.
Yeah, a muscle burrow hat. You could have like a blue strip in the middle for the brand. There's just so many ways that you can use a little pop, or just like save this for a scrappy blanket, and and then make socks or whatever you want to. Muscle burrow hat, a classic ribbed hat.
I honestly think it would make a pretty terrific like T-top.
It would.
Yeah,
it would. It would be so summery. So who knows? This colorway I do not believe is going to be going away.
I don't think it'll go away because I really love it. I really love it, but it's going to be specific for Lacey and the camp through September would be my guess.
Yeah. Until we start our next fundraiser.
Yeah, that's true. Until we start our next one.
Because having two going at once is really hard, just logistically. But yeah. Get over there, buy yourself a sock set, and know that money is going to a good place.
I know, that's the best piece. I want to show one more thing and then we can talk about our along that we're joining in on.
Oh my god.
But okay, so we've had a couple, actually let's do just a quick update.
Okay.
on Lily's sweater.
Oh, that's perfect because I have Charlie's, so
Yeah.
we can just show them side by side.
Lily's sweater, season sweater. Do you have a tape measure with you?
I don't. That is one of those things I do not carry with me, and it's so silly. I don't know why I don't.
I need to buy a supply and put one in every bag.
That's a really
It's
good
ridiculous as a knitter. Oh my god, that is so sweet.
The problem is I don't know. I just need to read the instructions, and I was just like so lazy. I didn't want to. I think I'm to the point where I can connect them now and go around and around.
Probably.
But this one has a little shimmer to it. So this is Lily's, and hers, was it like varsity blue is the color?
Well, in her world, it's indigo.
Indigo.
No. Indigo?
Yes, indigo.
Indigo.
But it's really like a royal blue.
It's royal blue, but it's
Big twist yarn, 100% acrylic at Joann's. This is the second year we're knitting them for the kids, and it's because you can throw them in the wash. Anybody who has children or who has been around children to any capacity knows how disgusting their clothes get.
Oh, and these girls wear these, like last year's probably just need to be thrown away, honestly.
Charlie's for sure, Lily's for sure.
Yeah.
There's chocolate all over.
Yeah. And you know what? Honest to God, I think it's a $10 sweater.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't say that like, well, yeah, I put in hours and hours, so that doesn't matter. But they got hours and hours and hours
play
out of
and
these sweaters.
And yeah.
And
Charlie is in her girly era.
it's going to be very dangerous, though, 'cause it's going to get so dirty.
You know what?
It's fine.
This was the choice.
I know.
And there's some like iridescent
Sparkles.
shimmers in there. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. I'll try and put something in here that you can really see it.
It's actually fabulous. It's not gaudy. It's quite magical.
It's like, I think it's because it's the iridescent sparkles. Like there's no silver or gold running through it. It's all very iridescent, so it looks like fairy sparkles almost.
It's so perfect for her. I can
be
see her with her little ballerina.
Her tutus.
Tutus, yeah.
Which Auntie,
Tutus.
did you see the dress that Auntie Jenny got her yesterday? Oh my god.
I have not been.
I don't think I actually posted anything with her on it.
Okay.
So I'll have to show you. But yeah.
Auntie Jenny buys them the best clothes.
She's got a really good eye.
I don't know where she gets them because
This is all Macy's.
oh, well, they're fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Everything she buys them is fantastic.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Seasons mini sweater by Ozetta. It's linked down below.
So, it's been a little chilly in the morning. Not really, but a little.
A little.
And
Yeah, definitely.
all of a sudden, I'm in a panic that I did not finish this fabulous sweater.
Holy. Wait, have you started working on it again, or are you you're pulling it out?
I'm pulling it out. Because when we go to Vermont Sheep and Wool, if it's a little chilly, this will be great with like just a light something underneath if it gets warm.
Like a little collar popping up
Look
from
at
underneath.
this.
Remind me of the pattern again, because I'm not going to remember. Michelle Wang, right?
Michelle Wang. Oh dear. Well,
Is this it?
Oh yeah.
I'll find it for you. Brooklyn tweed. So it's a Brooklyn tweed pattern. No. Rowe?
Row.
Rowe.
Row. Row.
Rowe? It's the Rowe sweater.
Okay, alls I know is I've gotten a lot done and I want to wear this year.
You were on fire when you started that. I feel like this all happened in like a month.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So look at though. I am so bad.
What's wrong with that?
Look how crooked that needle is.
Oh, mine look like that.
It's like I stepped
I'm like,
on
wait,
it.
your needles don't look like that? Isn't that how they go?
Okay. Oh,
There we
other
go.
side. So I
close.
love knitting on I love knitting on this
Yeah.
sweater. So, of course I didn't bring, I have plenty more. I
Yarn.
don't know what it is. I got it at Must Love Yarn.
I know I have show notes on this from
Yes.
prior episodes, so I will do my best to dig
For
and get them
sure.
down below for you.
And I also have the skeins upstairs.
It's an eco something.
Is it Eco?
Isn't it like Ella Ray?
Ella Ray, tweed.
Tweed something.
Eco.
I do
Ella-
think it was like some kind of a recycled component to it.
Could be. And I was so nervous. And Jen was like, Sue, I think it's going to be fine because
Yeah.
it calls for DK weight. This is not in my world
Yes, that's
DK
right.
weight.
I remember that.
And I'm using size 8 needles. And it's, oh my God.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be super like airy and not very structured, but it's It's the perfect amount of structure.
Perfect.
With your gauge.
Like, it's not like stiff.
No.
Which I do like a good woolly wool.
Totally.
But this is a cardigan.
It's a cardigan, and also I think part of knitting something is the joy of knitting something. And for me, knitting something that tight, while I love the finished product,
it's a little...
It's really unenjoyable for me.
Yeah. So I may do this afternoon. It's a rainy day. As I'm saying, I have so much work to do.
I know, but it's a rainy Friday.
It's a rainy Friday, and I'm really learning that when I should work and when I shouldn't, because I feel like if I work this afternoon, it will be not good.
It'll be like frantic, just like, I just have to work. I have to get a little something
and I'm
done.
not going to feel good about it, and I'm not going to, so I think I'm going to try to stop myself, and I'm either going to stitch on that piece or work on this. But I need this. So, as you said, like seeing a little collar under it, I am craving, and I had some and I got rid of them. I'm so mad. Just an Oxford shirt.
You got rid of them?
I did. I had a couple that were like a little oversized. I think in the move, it's like, well, I never wore it. I don't know.
I feel like those are things you can find though for like on like at Kohl's.
I hope. I think they can be hard to find.
Where did you find them last time? Do you remember?
Kohl's.
Kohl's. Okay.
Kohl's. Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways, I've been dying for just some fun. I'm so preppy to the core. I have been my entire life.
It's such a vibe.
It is, and it's just my comfort. So I picture that. But yeah, it'd be really nice.
I was doing this thing on Instagram the other day where it was like meet me and here are some fun facts about me.
Yes.
And when I said like, what is your aesthetic? Like, what is my aesthetic?
Your aesthetic.
Like, what is clean in my life? Like, what have I washed in the last 24 hours? That is my aesthetic. Is it a t-shirt and jean shorts?
Yeah.
Maybe. Is it a sundress that you haven't touched in a month, but it's the only clean thing? There it is. That's my aesthetic for today.
I feel like you have an aesthetic.
You do?
I do. Very...
Gosh, I can't even like...
Well, then I'm trying to think. Like, I feel like you do... It's just very down to earth. Very, like... And you can pull off, like, something that, like, on me, be like, wow, she's really going to wear that today. Like,
really?
Like, not fancy enough.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not fancy.
You're not fancy, but you can put it together.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You can.
I don't... Yeah, I don't think it's a thing I can define. And I was like... Then I looked at everybody else's, and they were like... something cool, and I was like, what does that mean?
I know. I've always been kind of a preppy girl. Preppy.
You definitely have a preppy vibe, and I love it.
Yes, preppy or Army Navy.
Yes, I could see that. Yeah. I could see that 100%. Like almost like grunge punk, but on like preppy side, like the preppy side of it. It's like I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, this was $2 at Costco, so that's another thing is like
Costco
$2 flat, no change, $2.
I love it.
Well, and I think the reason was because they only had like sizes that not a lot of people buy.
I can never find.
Challenge accepted. I will make that work.
I can never find my size there. I think I'm so average in every shoe, everything. I'm just average.
It's the first to go.
First to go.
I know.
For the average people. I was thinking about this because I was watching Sandy, who
she's doing
Vlogist.
I always forget the word.
So inspires me.
She's amazing.
Also pulled out Simple Abundance. Did you pull yours out?
Not yet, because I'm in the middle of the falling upward, and I'm like, I need to be so focused.
August focuses on like slowing down. It's some of them I couldn't relate to in some months. There's some that I was like, yeah, that I can't relate. August is very relatable at any stage of your life. I also think Simple Abundance can lead more towards the 40s, 50s.
Okay. I mean, I have a copy. I'm not getting
August
rid of it
is terrific. But she went shopping for jeans, and I am dying for some high-waisted, baggy jeans.
Like wide leg?
Wide leg, but not super wide. Like just, that used to be all I ever wore.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to go look.
Okay, I get all of my jeans from Old Navy, and I'm always so happy with them.
These were from Old Navy that I got, and I love them, but the denim is so thick.
So yes, and it also depends, like they have all different, but yes, I agree with you because I have high-waisted, wide-legged. One of them is cropped and one of them is not, and the one that is not cropped is a very thick denim as well.
Yes, those are mine, and they're way too long.
I have a feeling we got those at the same time, maybe.
Maybe we did. It's too thick.
Yeah, I agree.
And
they're
too
not
long.
very
If they were shorter, which
Yeah.
I could learn how to do that. There's a trick to it.
Oh,
Then I don't know.
well, maybe we should go because
To Old Navy.
yeah,
Because she said, Sandy's my stylist now.
I love this.
I love the wide legs. I hate the pencil.
The skinny jeans.
I hate them.
I can't do those.
I don't like how they look. I mean, they're not me at all. I would never wear them.
They had such a moment. And
so
I no
tight.
disrespect to anybody who still loves them. I get
Yes.
it. Like you
Oh,
do you.
yes.
Whatever works for your body type. But for me, I was trying so desperately to like fit the vibe, but it did not feel good in my body.
I find it incredibly uncomfortable. The one person that I know that can wear them and is Ben. Because he's so thin.
Oh, Ben, and I will also say Molly of A Homespun House.
Oh.
She rocks skinny jeans like no one I know. Like they're perfect on her. But yeah,
I don't
Ben is
know.
also, my brother also.
Yeah, because he's
a
so
skinny jean
thin.
guy.
He's so thin, so that he can get away with it. But
It almost looks like a boot cut on him.
yeah, he's so dad.
He is. He
Not
is.
anymore, but in
Yeah.
his day, like just way too thin. But we love him.
So,
Anyways,
let's talk.
let's talk. So, our friend Michelle. Now she has. The pre-order might be down by the time we talk about this. She
I'll check while
joined
you're talking.
my live the other morning.
I wanted to join that and I totally
It was
forgot.
so fun.
Dang.
It was so fun. Anyway, so she gave us all the information that I still won't remember, but she did a gnome along. And when she came for one of her lunches,
Yes.
oh my gosh, she was talking. Were you here for that one, or was that the one you didn't make it
I
to?
think that was the one I did not make it to.
She was talking about them, and I was like, I missed the greatest thing ever.
Pre-orders are still up.
Pre-orders are still up.
They're still
and
up.
who is the designer?
The designer.
Everybody knows but me. Something
Imagined
landscape.
Landscapes.
Imagine Landscape. So, she is coming out with the clues starting September for these gnome
Is it
alongs.
September 1st?
I think so. Now, you can use, I think you could go back and watch the live still on my
Oh, September 3rd is the first clue.
on my morning live.
Yeah,
on
because you save them
Instagram.
to your grid, right?
Yes, so it gives you all the information. But anyways, I thought, oh my gosh, I missed out on something so big. And I was so sad. I don't even do gnomes. I'm a gnome person now. Also, Shannon and Bonnie love gnomes. They're obsessed with gnomes. Might have to do for Christmas. I know.
Oh my god.
I know. So, anyways, these came up and I was like, oh my god, I knew nothing. I thought the pattern existed. I thought I'd just buy it.
And start the pattern
And
whenever.
started. I was so excited.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
Which is even better.
Even better. She
Yeah.
does them all the time. She has a book coming out, Imagined Landscapes. She's a gnome person. So I said to Chelsea, I was like, did you get the gnome thing? I got it. So
And I
got
said,
this
no,
one.
what is it? And
What
then
is it?
in the Michael's parking lot, I was like, well, please pause.
Yes,
Ordered
pause.
it in the Michael's parking lot.
Yes. And so I was so frantic to order it because I was like, they're going to all be gone. I didn't realize there was two choices. Oh, wait till I tell you this one.
Oh, gosh.
I didn't realize there was two choices. And I was like, oh, Chelsea, I grabbed the green one. There's a purple one. She was like, no problem, Mom. I want the green.
Because that was the one that I wanted, and I hadn't ordered yet. So she was like, I really want the purple. So we just flip-flopped.
So now, these are not. This is the beard.
Yes.
This
Oh,
is
she has a
the-
gray option now. Is that what you're
Oh,
going to tell
no.
me? Oh, my God. What?
She has an orange option.
Shut
Burnt
the front
Orange.
door. Can we order them?
Yes, she said she's sending. I don't. She's probably sending me, but I'm sure it's enough for both of us. So, there's an orange or gray add-on for the beard.
Come on. I'm so curious to know how long it's going to take to knit these because ideally I would love to knit one for each kid.
Yes. So I asked her. I asked Michelle. I said, typically, are they manageable clues? And how big? It's very top secret.
It's so exciting.
I know. It's very. She said this one. I think this was where her
Okay,
hands went
okay.
to, like that.
Okay.
So I like that idea.
Same.
And it sounded like, yes, the clues are manageable, but they come out rather quickly.
Oh.
I think. I could
Okay.
be wrong.
Again, good to know.
I'm used to 2-week increments, and that's way too long.
That is way too long.
But you know what? It's kept me on track.
There's something to be said for it.
I'm not going to fight it.
Because you're not frantic. Like for me, if there's clues and I feel like I can't keep up right off the bat,
I give up immediately.
I'm like, well, I'll take this
done.
away for when it's all
Yeah,
out.
I'm done.
So yeah, there is something to be said for the longer
appropriate
wait
amount of time.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, if this goes up, is it till tonight, her pre-orders?
Gosh, I don't know. It didn't say.
I want to say she said Friday. Anyways,
It doesn't say here when the pre-orders go down.
maybe you'll luck out, maybe not. Just, and maybe you have some. She said, because I asked her that, I was like, so what if people just aren't at a place where they can invest in the yarn? And she said, as long as it's a self-striping yarn that isn't very wide.
So you want the thinner stripes.
The thinner. I mean, not micro, but I think her typical stripe.
Yeah, her normal.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any socks with me here, but
I do.
Oh, do you?
Oh, please.
Oh, we can show you.
I had been waiting on.
I can't wait to see how it comes out. Like, I'm so curious to see.
Well, and she said again, top secret. But she said, like the last time, the feet came out, but you weren't really sure they were the feet. The first clue.
So you're just
in pieces,
knitting with complete trust in the
yes,
pattern.
and in pieces. I guess it does have to be sewn together.
I think I'm okay with that.
I am too.
I think I am
100% okay.
Yeah.
With it. So this is what I'm imagining Michelle is talking about, like her average width.
Do you know what she has on the website? So you can kind of see too.
Oh.
I think these ones are a little bit thinner because
Okay.
they've got the color in between.
Well, it also depends on how wide she's done it. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
How many stitches that includes.
And also, so
$40 for the kit.
yeah, 38, and then shipping.
38 and shipping.
Like that's
So yeah,
too
I'm
bad.
so excited about it. I'm just so excited about everything right now.
so am I. And I like that this is starting September 3rd because I've already told you this, but like in my mind I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna use August to clean up the things I have on my needle.
Yes.
I want to finish this my second Magic on the Mountain sock and get those tucked away, blocked and tucked away. I want to finish the baby blanket. Hopefully I can do that by the end
I
of
have
this
to make
month.
the baby hat to go with the baby sweater.
Yes, you do.
I might do that this weekend.
It'd be quick.
It's very quick.
Yeah.
Everything I have left to do is quick for baby.
And see, the only thing I've really committed to knitting is the baby blanket, and then I'm going to sew her something,
Yes, which is so nice.
which should be quick too.
So fun.
So anyways,
Still not real. I was talking to Jake last night, and he was like, when is the baby coming? He was like, wow. It's like,
2 months.
It's real.
Yeah.
And he was like, I just can't. And it's so different. I feel like people will relate to this with a daughter having a baby versus a son having a baby.
Totally.
Like, I can't wait to see what kind of dad he is.
Totally.
I couldn't wait to see what kind of mom you. It's just different. It brings up different things.
yeah, for sure.
And I can't even believe he's having a baby. So is Kristen.
Yeah. Yes.
We love Kristen so much. But to think my youngest son is having a baby.
Yeah, that's got to bring up a lot for you.
It just makes me so happy.
Yeah.
And to see who he's become. Oh, there's just something there.
It's been a long journey.
Yeah, and like where he's landed, and I think he's going to be, I know he's going to be a fantastic father.
For sure.
He did have a fantastic example.
He sure did.
He really did.
He lucked out.
Yeah, he really did. So I think that's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting. We're so excited. Baby shower in September.
Oh my God.
I
I'm
know.
gonna forget. I am so
remember.
just like I'm living my life minute to minute.
Yes. It's okay. That's the best way.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's the only way at this point.
I'm doing a lot of projecting. Just with all the projects going.
Yeah.
Like figuring out all the timing. But I'm also starting to have a little bit of a sense of calm and accomplishment around the Advent, because you're going to start like, and
Yeah, the
Dave is
packaging-
retired.
Keep going on your thoughts.
So we're going to have some packaging going on here, and that the completion of a project is worth all the angst of a project.
100%.
Especially because we're so happy with them. There's 4 Advents, you guys.
I can't. It's insane. We do keep getting this question. When do we think they're going to ship?
Right now, as soon as they're packaged.
Which we could guess might be beginning of October.
Probably sooner.
Okay.
Probably mid-September. Not for all. for some, just because we like to get them out and physically be able to see what's left. Not numbers on a page.
And give room for, God forbid, which we will make mistakes, or if someone doesn't get it in time, it kind of gives us that larger window to say like, okay, let's fix this, let's get her out. Or
especially the international ones are the ones that are so important to get out. But I need to see the wave of
get out.
Yeah, our sunroom is full.
Yeah,
it's full of bags and bags, IKEA bags, buckets of yarn.
Oh, I forgot to bring the numbers, but I do have them. Stamps.
Oh, good, yeah.
So for anybody wondering this, and I will post it on the socials, and I'll probably send out a newsletter because I know everyone's curious.
Yes.
End of September to mid-October, but probably on the earlier end of that spectrum.
Yeah.
What do you think? Should we talk books and shows?
I feel like we've gone really long.
We have gone really long. This is... Where does it tell me?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, right there. I just panicked that we just did this whole thing and it didn't record, Mom. My heart just went up into my throat. No, it's an hour and 31 minutes right now.
Okay, that's a lot. I'm going to just tell you the 2 shows.
2 shows.
Unstable. No, yes. Yeah. Unstable, 3 shows. Unprisoned.
What is that?
On Hulu with Kerry Washington.
You watched it?
I loved it.
This was the second season?
Second season.
Okay.
I loved it. I loved it. I fell in love with...
I mean, I love her.
I love her. It's a very different role for her.
Oh.
Very different. Very good.
Okay, interesting.
I loved it.
Okay.
Okay, so Unstable, Unprisoned, and I just started watching The Mindy Project. Holy cow. I've just never been drawn to it. I knew I would like... It's kind of like that other one with the other office girl... They're underground.
Oh, of course. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it, but I'm not drawn to it.
Yeah.
The Mindy Project has so many huge stars in it. Yeah. Like all the office people show up at one point or another, which is so good. So those are the 3. I'm into series, comedy, light. I keep going to like mass murder, Mastermind, and you know what? My body can't take it right now.
I get it. I'm not doing much of any watching. I finished The Bear, and I'm devastated that I have to wait 10 months for the next season. Like, how dare you, FX? Actually, how dare you? And that's about it. And then it's just trashy, my normal trash. Yeah. But I will say there's this like cold case show on Hulu that just recently came out.
It's not Mastermind.
I don't think so.
I'm trying to get into that.
I don't even know what Mastermind is.
It's again, people are going to be like, Sue, do you ever pay attention to anything? I think it's a true story about a woman who, set back when...
There was a woman,
and she was a
mastermind,
detective, something, FBI, CIA. But like back in the day, that women did not play in this role.
Okay,
they weren't playing; they were working. And I believe she solves murders that are, what do you call them? Serial killers.
Oh.
I believe there's...
Are we talking Netflix, Hulu?
No, Hulu, I'm pretty sure.
Mastermind. I want to look that up.
Okay, so a cold case on Hulu, though, because I could get into one maybe.
It's good. Kinda. I mean, it's a serial killer that was, like, not caught. But then I think by the end I'm going to figure out who it was, because maybe they did catch
It's a true story.
It's a true story.
Yeah.
It's a little heavy on the heart. It's just one of those things where, like... When I'm not watching something super light and bubbly that I love, I'm like...
You want to go deep.
I just want to feel.
Yeah.
I'm like, just give me all those feels to my core, because that's what's going to keep me.
I feel like having a heavy heart is such a big thing.
It's a burden. I don't know why that desire is there.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's very confusing for me.
And I think it's just we're living in a time where life is... heavy. So
everything is heavy.
So if you haven't watched Mindy, watch it. Unstable, did you watch?
No, not yet.
It's again, I don't want to say, like, I didn't enjoy it as much as the first.
Okay.
But I also went into it with high expectations and I just wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go back and redigest it.
Yeah.
Fred Armisen.
Oh, I love him, Fred Armisen. Oh, yeah, of course, the therapist.
I do think it's way funnier than I'm even giving it because I just was like, so like, I have to watch this.
Yeah.
And I don't think I was able to really enjoy it.
Okay.
Maybe this afternoon. You can binge it in a day.
The episodes are like 20 minutes long.
20 minutes. 18.
Yeah.
How?
It's insane.
Yet I'm enjoying it. So that's it.
Well, also, I can't wait for American Horror Story. That's all I'm going to say.
Is it coming?
I guess.
Do we know
it always does.
Do we know?
I'm going to look it up right now for any other American Horror Story fans.
That's the one that I'm like, why do I torture myself?
I just can't. I can't
it's
not.
So hard.
So this
it's gut-wrenching.
One. Hang on, let's see.
Also, Nurse Ratched. Sorry, that just made me. I know.
No. When?
I don't know.
Nurse Ratched was so good. 13 was renewed alongside season 11 and 12. And is the final season okay.
I feel like I've heard it's the final
13
season
so many times. No release date, multi-season. Oh, it was a multi-season order. So the last two, and then this was the last one that was renewed. Okay. No release date has been confirmed or even teased. New seasons. I feel like, yeah, September, October.
Not even teased.
No, and I feel like they don't because fans go like, the minute there's any kind of a tease, it's like crazy. They pile on.
Oh, it's so hard to watch, and yet I do.
I do. I can't even help it. Okay, well, so there's no information, but it will be coming.
Okay. Also, Wednesday Addams, I thought was supposed to be in August. Where is it?
I mean, it's only the 9th.
August means August 1.
I agree.
Okay. All right, we should go.
Yeah, we gotta go. It's been so long.
We gotta go. I know.
Next time we'll talk more like pop culture-y stuff, but we had a lot of stuff to get to.
We had a lot. Maybe next time we won't have as much and we'll discuss books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for being here and sticking with us. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
This epic episode.
Epic Stitchisode. We will be back. Look at this. I'm going to do needles up with 2 different needles.
Hey. Needles up.
Needles up, y'all.
Make a chicken if you haven't. They are a blast.
Buy Magic on the Mountain.
Buy Magic on the Mountain.
You need it. You gotta have it.
You gotta have it now.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for notification on our future videos and to help us gain exposure to other makers in this space. We love you all, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.